Hi, my name is Daniel Roach, and in this study I am investigating the impact of cannabis tax revenue investment in Colorado. So in 2012, residents of Colorado voted yes on a referendum that would allow adults 21 or over to purchase cannabis for their own personal use within the state of Colorado. Sales started in 2014 and have been increasing dramatically ever since. In 2021, the state of Colorado sold almost $2 billion in marijuana, and as a part of that program, the taxes from that marijuana are specially allocated to education. The excise tax is 15%, 90% of which goes to school construction funds, which would allow for improvement in infrastructure and the construction of new schools, and the remaining 10% goes to the general public school fund within the state treasury. There is also a 15% sales tax implemented on marijuana, 90% of which goes directly towards education, and then 10% of which goes to local governments for whatever they see fit. Current research suggests that higher educational spending is correlated with higher educational attainment. And considering that the investment of marijuana sales tax goes largely into schools, this leads me to my first hypothesis that increased marijuana tax sales are positively correlated with higher high school graduation rates. Data from 2014 to 2021 gathered from the Colorado Department of Education supports the hypothesis. From 2014 through 2020, which was the last year of data I had available, high school graduation rates have steadily increased in correlation with marijuana tax sales. Using the data, I developed a predictive model that would look at what high school graduation rates could look like if marijuana sales increased to a total of $4 billion. Additionally, higher educational attainment as well as higher quality education is associated with lower rates of teenage pregnancy. My second hypothesis is that teenage pregnancy is negatively correlated with an increase in marijuana tax sales revenue. Data available from 2014 through 2019 from the Colorado Department of Health supports this hypothesis, as teen pregnancies have dropped as Colorado sales have increased. I also developed a predictive model for teenage pregnancy in which the teenage pregnancy rate can drop possibly below 13% if marijuana sales increase to a total of $4 billion in 1 year. My final hypothesis is that marijuana tax revenue is positively correlated with real median household income, that is, household income that has been adjusted for inflation. I chose household income as the economic indicator because the legalization of marijuana provides many different business opportunities, not only for dispensaries, but also for the hospitality industry, as visitors from out of state or even out of the country that are of age can come to participate in this new legal industry. And also for attorneys, as the legalization of this industry and its conflict with federal law creates an interesting legal niche that many businesses need to navigate correctly in order to remain within regulatory standards. I've also developed a predictive model for median household income to see what it might look like should marijuana sales increase to $4 billion. This variable specifically is a little less easy to predict with just marijuana sales because there are many more factors that affect it, whereas the other two are directly affected by educational funding, which will be largely increased by marijuana sales. And so the predictions made by my model may be less accurate than those made for the other variables. Some limitations of my study include the amount of data points that I was able to use. Marijuana has only been legal in Colorado for less than a decade, so I was only able to procure data from 2014 to present day, or even possibly a couple years ago, depending on which agencies have posted their data when. I also have only observed one state, Colorado, as it is the state with the most publicly available data and the only one that I was able to find complete sets for the variables that I needed. In conclusion, marijuana is still a relatively new legal market with a lot that we don't know yet. And to make any definitive predictions for outcomes for other states is difficult to do at this point. However, current research shows promise for the future as we are seeing positive outcomes in Colorado as well as other states that are considering or are already implementing legalization practices in their state. Thank you.